What do I say? God's sake. It's been a long day and I haven't got to the end of it yet. Hi folks, welcome back to Exposed. Welcome or welcome back, and if I'm welcoming you back and you haven't subscribed yet, why the hell not? It's amazing here. I have the best people on here. You get to meet some very intelligent, funny, witty, extremely intelligent ladies and gentlemen. Anyhow, I've got it back to near enough, so shall we jump back in? Back in.
Hurts to bend down, my sciatic nerve. But now, now I would never, ever be with a married man. I don't know, sex with the right person is amazing. But when I don't have that person, I'm fine. I know I just watched it last night, but I just watched with Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman, The Bucket List. I watched it. Very hard for me to watch movies because I'm so sensitive. It's true. And I think I'm gonna have coffee. 9 o'clock. I'm gonna take a sleeping pill, but I'm still gonna have coffee. So bad angle. Warning. Bad angle. Not too bad. This is my schmati. Burke, this is so old. I've had this nightgown for maybe 10 years. My mother bought it for me. It was tight when she bought it. And over the time I've lost weight. I have gained some weight. Don't want to talk about it. Too upsetting. Anyways, this is my schmati, which is a Yiddish word for a rag. And look, it's got holes. But Burke would be so mad at me if I threw this away because this is the epitome.
How is a holy nighty the epitome of you? And just because he'd be upset if you threw it away, which I don't believe anyway, doesn't mean you have to keep wearing it, does it? You can just put it in a memory box if that's what you want to do with your rag.
Of Lori Beth Langer. This is me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think he'd want to have me buried in it, but I want to be cremated. So my instructions are, let this show somebody, if I die, these are my instructions. I am to be cremated and made into a diamond, and my son must wear me around his neck for the rest of his life. And keep my other ashes in an urn wherever he goes. You got that? Will somebody help my child out with that if I died tomorrow? What? What did you say? I didn't understand that. Okay, I need someone to go, okay, Lori, we got you. Cremated, made into a diamond, around Burke's neck and in a vase. Thank you. There will be money set aside for it. I don't want to be buried. And if I die, you can put Bella and Pom Pom and Gucci to sleep as well, because he will never be able to take care of them. They will have.
Why don't you say make sure they go to a good home? No, your immediate thought is to kill them.
Lost their mama, and I think they're better off dead than without me.
Really?
Oh yeah, there will, but no one will be at my. This is gonna make me cry now because.
Here we go.
No one will be at my service. And that's true. If it happened right now, no one would be there.
I'm sorry. Am I numb or something? No one's going to be at mine. Do I care? No. What does having a church full of people mean? Because I said when the last video I was saying we've arranged our funerals. They're not funerals. We've made our arrangements, myself and my husband, and it's called a pure cremation. They just come and collect the body, they take it away, they cremate it, they bring it back in a tub box thing. When we were deciding what to do, I said, what is the point of putting the kids through all the stress of having to arrange what flowers, what hymns, what this, what that, thinking they have to dress in black and look mournful, pay for a car, mind you, you have all that paid for, but then go to a service where there's some priest or vicar who's never met you talking about your life that they know nothing about. Total waste of time. So it's paid for, it's organised. They can keep us with them if that's what they want to do. They can scatter us if that's what they want to do. They can have us made into jewellery, whatever. But so long as we're kept together or scattered together, we're not bothered. And I think it's a lot less stressful for them. And so, all right, okay, I want loads of people to be there crying when I die. Why? Why is she so bothered that there'd be nobody there? And that's the thing, there would be somebody there. Her son would be there.
One of my very good friends committed suicide after we weren't friends anymore. But for years I was friends with her, and Burke was friends with her son. And I happened to Google her a year and a half ago. I Googled her and found her obituary. And
that's how people found your dad, just saying. And didn't she always say, my friend Linda or whatever, she committed suicide? She always made it sound like she was still her friend at the time. And now she's saying that they weren't even friends. What the hell? But she's still using her story.
She died with no one at her funeral.
Was her son not there?
Oh, sorry, Gucci. I'm sorry, your door to your food is closed.
Oh, you finally fucking realised, have you? That he's been screeching for half an hour. And you finally twigged that the kitchen cupboard is closed and he can't get in to eat his food. Even I'd figured that out.
I do think about that. You know, I wouldn't have anybody there if I'm looking down on myself. Nobody would be there. Like she did. She died all alone. Nobody was at her. No, there was nothing. She had no friends, no family. Her son found out about that she had killed herself. So I reached out to him. Nobody would come. You guys wouldn't know.
Why would you care? You're dead. Isn't it better that there isn't fucking a whole congregation of people upset? Is that what you want? You want 100, 200 people to be absolutely breaking their heart because you died?
I'm just crying because if I had known that she was in that place, even though I wasn't friends with her, she She was really, really, really messed up, but anyways, I reached out to her son through Facebook and I said, call me. I hadn't seen him in years and he did call me and he told me the whole story. Bella, get in here. And he's with his father. The father was not part of his life, really strained relationship, and he hated his father, but his father came through in the end. Oh my God. Bob. But both parents were alcoholics.
So that's a waste of money, isn't it? You've just unravelled a PP pad wrong and put it in the bin. Why? What could possibly be wrong with it that you couldn't put it out on the floor and get some use out of it instead of wasting it? And why are you telling us about this poor dead woman being an alcoholic and her husband being an alcoholic? We don't need to know.
Alex and the kid, Ben, I had to block him because he was like, Lori, you were like always the mother I wanted. I always wished that you were my mother when I'd have to leave.
And then you blocked him. His mother committed suicide. You contacted him to tell him to phone you, and then you blocked him. Wow.
Go home with my mother because she was such a bad mother to him. But then he's older now. He's like,
oh, for fuck's sake. 137.51. So you insert yourself into somebody's life that hasn't had you in their life for however long. You get what you wanted out of it, and then you block them. Do you not? So he lost his mother. He's been rejected by you. Oh, you're such an empath, though, aren't you? There's a doll 10 kit as a TSV on QVC. 3 cream blushes, 3 lipsticks, a lip gloss and a mascara. And the lip gloss looks amazing. And it's like, I am not buying a whole kit for lip gloss. Not that I'd be buying it anyway, but...
She was really, really, really messed up, but... Anyways, I reached out to her son through Facebook and I said, call me. I hadn't seen him in years and he did call me and he told me the whole story. Bella, get in here. And he's with his father. The father was not part of his life, really strained relationship, and he hated his father, but his father came through in the end. Oh my God. Bob. But both parents were alcoholics, and the kid, Ben, I had to block him because he was like, Lori, you were like always the mother I wanted. I always wished that you were my mother when I'd have to leave and go home with my mother because she was such a bad mother to him. But then he's older now. He's like, fucking Burke. Supposed to do laundry. See, this is what she does. Can you find the real dog? Treat. Let me just see what his paper.
Really? Does that boy have any privacy?
the purpose of this paper, you must travel to a museum to view work of art on display. There are no geographical or temporal limits for the paper.
She can't even read, but she had high-powered jobs. And she's going to tell him what the painting is, and he probably knows 10 times more than her.
You will find an object of your choosing and tell me what you see. Hey, Pom-Pom, that was a gross burp. That was gross. You stink! You will go through the use of descriptive language. Illustrate to me what kind of object it is, what it is made of, what are the possible meanings, and how it impacts you. If you choose a piece of sculpture, you should note how it feels to walk around it and experience the object in three-dimensional space. If you choose a painting, you might want to mention the texture of the painting. There are many ways that you can describe your object, so please do not worry about the correct way. I saw Bobos.
Really? Why has she not been committed yet? Where are the men in the white coats? I think we have to have Narcissistic Island and just plonk them all there. And let them live in their little bubbles and leave the rest of us alone.
Don't be scared. It's not going to hurt. It won't hurt you. And then I told him to take notes. Don't look at this is all fat. And he took notes. That's the way I'm sitting, you guys. Okay, I'm going to prove it to you. Excuse me. Just, I don't give a shit. Okay, I'm going to show you. This is what I look like. Let's do this. Let me just...
Yeah, everybody looks like that in a flowy night dress. This is what I really look like. Whatever.
I'm making it tight, okay? So this is... what I look like. This is what I look like. But if you see me sit... oh, don't look all his crap. This is like what you see because I'm wearing a bra that flattens me out. This makes me incredibly sad. Posing. Do you see the people? Look at the people. Can you smile for them? They love you. They love you. Yeah, don't shake. It's not scary. They're not scary. Some of them are scary. Some of them think that I'm a bad doggy owner and that you should be taken away.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to happen. I might yell, but I won't hurt you. So let's see what he wrote. You will
Why?
find an object of your choosing and tell me what you see. Descriptive language. What kind of object is it? What is it made out of? What are the possible meanings? How does it impact me? Look at his writing.
Why are you doing this?
That's my boy's writing. Pom-Pom is a girl. He's not a boy doggy. Oh, do you see that? I brought that for Burke. It's part of a Mercedes. Okay, let's go. Come on. See, he has the patio also. Thank you, Sherry, but I've gained like 20 pounds since I started working because they feed me. It's terrible. Donuts, barbecue. I might do an ASMR.
Oh, please don't.
Trace back. ASMR back tracing for dogs. Yusuf, shame on you. So sad. She looks so sad. I think she's false because mommy's using.
People find out where we work and what college my son goes to, and they dig and dig and dig until they find things, says she, sat in front of a banner that says Saddleback College. Who told who? What? When? Fucking liar.
Your doggy trans voice, and it makes you very, very tired. Means Joseph. In Turkish, Yosef. Merhaba, nasılsın? And you're calling me something mean? Who did nothing to you? You just get onto someone's channel and you say something mean? Yes, we can see you, Jean. Why do you want to be that person? You're stealing the show. Sorry, what was the question, Yusuf? What was your question? I will answer it. Are you pregnant? No. Are you gay? No. I lost weight when I was pregnant too. That's not why you asked me if I was pregnant. Most people would not ask an older woman if the reason she lost weight is because she's pregnant. We are not stupid here. I don't have kids. Why do you feel bad for my kids? My cup is from Shawnee. And it says, love you to the moon and back. She bought me this and a really nice dish towel. Come on, it's not even amusing at all. You must have something better to do. I don't have anything better to do right now, but you are probably a young person. You don't need to be a troll. You know, come on. Isn't trolling on YouTube old? So you found some old woman talking and you decided to get on and just say stupid things.
That bed's done for, isn't it?
Oh, God. Just, you're gonna end up, you're sending me $270. I don't want it.
No, of course you don't.
I don't think it does anything, Liz, to be honest. It's just annoying as anything, you know? Okay, so, stop licking. Hang on. People are so weird.
Ain't that the truth? I'm looking at one. Here we go.
You're talking to my plant. They weren't sending me $270.
Why does she need to do that?
Sertraline. See, when I cried, that was a story in my head that I was telling myself, nobody will be at my funeral, which they won't. I sometimes wish I didn't have such a small family. But big families have their problems too. Where do they come up with the obscurities of what they're saying? You know? Hi, Lady Lisa. Like, what do they just think of something obscure to say? Like, I know. But I know. I like attention too. Right?
Really? Never would have guessed.
I know, but it really isn't. It doesn't feel that way on my end. It feels sad and lonely sometimes. My biggest thing isn't that I'm alone. I don't mind being alone. It's that I'm not a priority to anybody right now.
Why do you need to be a priority to someone?
That's a fact. I'm not a priority in anybody's life.
You're a mother. You need to look after your son.
Nobody puts me first, you know. I'm not first. MISSISSIPPI. And when I stop and think about that, it feels lonely and scary. And I don't know.
You're a mother. You don't come first when you still have children. Attention seeking. She'd suck the ever-living life out of you if she was your friend, wouldn't she?
What it would be like to be a priority. Life is not easy. That's why I was so nice to that girl. If you look at the beginning of my video, when I talk about the girl that came in that was sober. It's not being alone. I have a mother and a son. And I should be a priority to either one of them. And I'm not. And I have always made them.
Are you going to say you've made them a priority? Have you bollocks?
I'm not a priority to him. He
Neither should you be. You're supposed to be. He's supposed to be the priority to you. So you want your 19 or whatever age he was then, year-old son to spend his teenage years worrying about you and putting you first. When does he get to be first then?
He's not nice to me. He's trying. He has anger issues. He's trying, but he doesn't. I work 47 hours a week. I come home. I clean up after the dogs. I give them food. I give them water. I clean. I do the laundry. I get the groceries. I bring the groceries in. In the pouring rain today, I brought the groceries in.
Oh, that sounds like such a hard job, to bring a bag of stuff that you want to eat into the house because you never bought him anything. Anytime anyone asked, he was at a friend's house, and then you did a show and tell, a grocery haul. Oh, I don't know what he likes, so I bought him this. And now you're trying to bamboozle people by making out you're the perfect mother. Fuck off.
I do the litter box. I have now made...
They're your animals. They're not his. You bought them for you. Why should he have to clean up after them?
Made him take the garbage out every morning, but I was doing that too. I paid...
How difficult is it to pick up a bag when you're walking out to your car anyway and put it in the bin? Really?
Pay for everything.
So you should. You're the adult.
I do everything. Nobody does anything for me. So he's like, well, what do you want? What? How do I act like? How should I make you feel like a priority? Well, I said, I don't know. Maybe if you're out and you see a plant, buy it for me. If you see a card, buy it for me. You know, get me a cup of coffee, whatever. And he's like, so buying stuff. And I said, no, not just buying stuff.
Right. You have to explain it to him. And you shouldn't be guilt-tripping him to make you a priority. He's a teenage boy. You should be grateful if he washes himself. The fuck? God. You know when she does those speeches and she says, thank you, just be grateful you're not me. I am so fucking grateful that you weren't my mother. Mine was bad enough. But boy... And people's like, Burke's a jerk. No, I felt... But you don't know the half of it. I grew up with a fucking narcissistic mother. I know what he's dealing with. And there you go. You don't make me a priority. You're his mother. I have to pay for everything. You're his mother. That's the fucking job. My kids never think to get me something for Mother's Day or my birthday or whatever because they're autistic. Do I go around poking at... It's not fair. You don't make me a priority. Grow the fuck up.
So I thought of other things like, Mom, like I called him today and I said, I hope you're not driving in the rain. Please be careful. Remember, I work at a place that deals with accidents all day long. So it would have been nice for him to say, Mom, I hope you're not in the rain. Or if you go grocery shopping, leave everything. By the way, Mom, if you go grocery shopping, leave everything in the car and call me when you're home and I'll take it in. Stuff like that.
I used to argue with my husband when we were newlyweds. And then one day he turned around and said to me, the best line ever. And from that day to this, I now get it. He said, I don't do hints. You can't get angry because you're expecting Burke to do that. What you need to do is send him a message and say, by the time I've done the grocery shopping and got home, I'm too tired to bring the groceries in. Can you do it? And then he will know what he's expected to do. If you're just stomping around expecting him to do things and never telling him, how is he supposed to know? And again, I state, he is supposed to be your priority. He is your child. You're the mother.
Thinking like that, but he will lie on his bed and watch me limp. I know, that's what I hear. and watch me limp. Audra, I have tried. You cannot. I want him to be different. I want him to be a giver. I don't want to always have to. If you see somebody limping, you hop up out of your bed and you say, "Don't do that. I'll do it."
If you're a teenage boy, no, you don't. All you had to do was come in the door and say, Burke, I'm in a hell of a lot of pain. Can you bring the groceries in out of the car, please? But no, you'd rather play the martyr, limp past him, and then send him on a guilt trip for him not being psychic enough to know that that's what you wanted him to do.
No, we are not interested in someone whose name is Pussy Eater. Sorry. Not that I don't love a good pussy eater. I don't want... That's an excuse. Sorry, that's an excuse. Right, Becca. Smallest... And I'm not yelling at you who just said that. Boys don't think like that. I'm not buying it. My girlfriends don't have... How long have you been with him? Okay, first of all, so let me say a few things. My girlfriends have children, sons, that do stuff for their mothers. Even if he was lazy and didn't do stuff, then he doesn't also need to say abusive things to me.
He wouldn't say abusive things if you didn't gaslight him and wind him up. And even when you had gaslit him to fuck so that he was screaming, he didn't abuse you then. I didn't hear him swear. I didn't hear him say anything derogatory about you. He was just asking, why were you saying what you were saying? And that it wasn't about you.
So, saying things to me like, I can't stand to be in your presence.
I can honestly understand that. If you're being an absolute twat to him, you're telling him, oh, Grammy doesn't care about you. She won't be there. I don't know why you're going.
Or, you suck. Or, you are terrible, mother.
Wow. Is that all he says? He's a teenage boy. What do you expect? Fucking hell. I don't. But yeah, if he does do well in his career, you'll be the one on the red carpet with him, won't you? Oh, he's my darling boy, yeah. My Burke. Yet you're here tearing him a new arsehole for being a hormonal teenage boy.
Are not nice things. So if you're going to not help, you also say things that are upsetting and mean.
Wow. I'm 54, 45. I'm 54. 45 blokes pants. She really expected to have the high life, didn't she? The big house, the rich husband, people cooking and cleaning for her. The child that just popped in and kissed her on the cheek goodnight and never caused her any trouble. What is it with these people that they want to be fucking pampered for their... I just don't get it. Has she not met a hormonal fucking teenager before? Even my daughter, who was the quietest, sweetest little thing, wouldn't say boo to a goose, wouldn't swear, didn't like arguments in the house, hit her teenage years, and then found that I'm going to slam my bedroom door gene and tell everyone to fuck off. We all went, what's happened to her? Hormones! That's what's fucking happened to her. I don't get it. He doesn't do this, he won't do that, he doesn't put me first, and he's mean. He's not your fucking husband, he's your son. Sorry, this is such a pain in the hole. Let me out. Hot, cold, hot, cold. Right, where are we? 154.45. Ooh, almost.
That do stuff for their mothers. Even if he was lazy and didn't do stuff, then he doesn't also need to say abusive things to me. So, saying things to me like, I can't stand to be in your presence, or you suck, or you are terrible, mother, are not nice things. So if you're going to not help, you also say things that are upsetting and mean, are added onto it. So, it's hurtful, yeah. So of course then I say hurtful words because I want him to hurt the way I've hurt.
Which proves you're a shit mother. And what he said in the first place was right. Which part of you're the grown-up don't you understand? Wow.
Hurt. And he knows. He's written in his college essay.
She said it was a Jewish word for a thingy, so I'm taking it.
Say that my mother is the nicest person, my mother is the nicest, most giving person you will ever meet in this world.
Because that's what you've told him. I'm the nicest, most giving person in the world that you would ever meet, and you treat me that way.
He was in Boston on New Year's, didn't call me. That hurt. My mother didn't call me.
So why didn't you call them?
Yeah, I could have called them, but my mother had my car repossessed. My mother did other things that caused me to have to be in the one bedroom. So for right now, I don't feel like giving. I'm done giving and giving and giving.
But
yes,
you
Miss
don't.
Aquarius, I allow it. Because I grew up never feeling loved. And so I will probably always search. I will probably never feel loved enough. So I do allow it. I allowed myself to be used by Shawnee. I allow it because I want to be loved. So I allow things. Burke has a hard time expressing his feelings too. So I allow it. That's why I know that not a mean person, because I so desperately, like, if you know me, if you know any psychology, even like Kirsten from Faux Hair Fabulous, I had written her last week saying, you know, I'm in a really bad head space, like not wanting to live. And I knew she would understand because her son, you know.
See what she does? Just like every narcissist, goes after the emotional empath and the person that's had a loss or has something that you can glob onto. I know she'll understand me because her son committed suicide. Really? So what does a friend do? Bring it all up again. Oh, I know you'll understand me. You understand how I'm feeling. Really? Wow. What you need to do is go and get your head read. Truly. You're fucked up, Lardy.
Committed suicide, and I've talked to her a lot about it. And not that I would ever do it, but
Right, so you'd never do it. It was never an option. You just feel a bit low, but you had to go and drag it all up with her who lost her son. As if she's not going through enough. She has to fucking baby you again.
Just didn't want to live. Just felt so uncared about. You know, it's not that I'm alone. It's that I just don't feel like anybody cares. So I wrote her that, and she said, you know, I told her I hadn't spoken to my mother, and she's like, I understand how that must hurt, you know, that must really be killing you, and it is. I'm a psychology major.
Of course you are.
He is not me. He's more his father. I do live for myself. That's why I love myself. I have learned through the years to love myself. But you're giving advice to somebody that knows probably more than you know. You don't know me. I've never heard your name before. I don't need a pep talk. I love myself. I live for myself. But you're not in my situation. You're not having lots of people at once being abusive to you. You are not desperate to be loved. I'm desperate to be loved. Because I didn't feel it from my father, and I didn't feel it from my mother. She gave me things. Thank you, Wendy. She gave me things. But that's not love. And I know she tried her best, but it's still something that I don't feel.
Here's a question. Do you think Burke feels loved? Just asking.
I don't feel important to anybody. I feel like, and this is what makes me cry, because I feel like the only time that people are going to truly appreciate me is when I'm gone. I feel like that's when
people are only going to truly appreciate me when I'm gone. Why does anyone need to truly appreciate you?
Burke will be like, she was such a great mother. She tried so hard. Because I do. I just try so damn hard. hard. I've always like tried hard to fit in, tried hard to be everything everyone wants me to be.
If you're watching this, Lardy, which you more likely are, I don't know what you're doing with your life at the moment. I don't really care. I think you're back in the good books with your mother for however long that'll last. But the more I watch you, the more I seriously recommend you go and talk to a psychiatrist. Because up here is broken. If you have to try so hard and you think the whole world's against you and nobody loves you as much as you need to be loved, you need to go and all Americans are always going on about you need therapy. You need therapy. And don't go in with that I was a psychology major, I know more than you. Just fucking talk and go through this, whatever it is you have to do, and get whatever medication it is you need. Because you're not normal.
Try to be a good friend. Oh, they'll like me if I do this, you know. Like I do it. It's genuine what I do for people, but it's done to get a feeling of being wanted, you know. Sorry, I missed some of that. So I give way too much. I give too much. And in an effort to solidify, you know, I think this is the psychology behind it. Who is Ben? Burke, my son? Get away from Burke. Stop giving me advice. I'm going to... Thank you, Noir. Seriously, stop giving me advice. You don't know me unless you are one of my regulars. Then I don't want you to tell me what to do, because you don't know the whole story. And Keith, you know, that's such a nice thing to say, but you don't know if I'm a good mother. I mean, you're going by what I'm telling you. And you don't have to say that. I don't know that I'm such a good mother.
You're not. You can't be. You're a narc. It's not in you.
I just know I try. I try so hard. I think... Like, I have to stop myself from picking something up for him that I think will make him happy, because I feel like it's spoiling him to the point that he doesn't appreciate anything, you know? So, like, I got this from the Japanese dollar store, and when I went back, I wanted to get him a white one, and I didn't. And then I feel bad because there's so many things that I would want to do for him and with him, but I don't anymore because I feel like he got too much. And he needs...
He got too much what? What he needs is for you to be present and not always on a live fucking stream on YouTube. He needs you to pay him attention, to talk to him. He needs you to cook an evening meal or bring one home, whatever, and sit at a table and talk about your day. That's what he wants. He just wants you. He doesn't want stuff.
I try hard with everything. And that's why I love work so much, because every single night I know.
You haven't been there long enough for them to understand what you're really like yet.
She doesn't give a damn. Oh, that's sad. I'm gonna let you stay on here because I feel sorry for you. You have to think about the words that you say, if they help. So, God loves me. And I'm very spiritual. I mean, I believe in God, but okay. So God loves me.
That reminds me, when I took my wedding rings to get them blessed by the local priest in Wales. You know, it's been brought up Catholic, all these things are embedded in your head. You have to do this, that, the other, and whatever. Anyway, so I went with this young girl that worked on the fair as well, and she wanted to be a nun, and they'd said to her, take a year out and decide if it's what you really want to do, commit your life to God. Anyway, so she came with me, and I went and I got the priest to bless the rings and whatever. And as I was leaving, he said, don't forget God loves you, because I hadn't been at Mass forever, ages. And I said to him, wow, last week nobody wanted me. I said, now I've got God and a new husband on the way. I thought it was funny at the time. I'm not sure he was that impressed with me. He laughed, though. Fair play to the priest. He did actually laugh.
You can call me really pretty, but until you change your username, I will always think you are a disgusting human being.
Judgmental much?
And I'm leaving it up because you are going to show yourself. I want people to see you.
I keep thinking it's frozen.
Michelle Wright, if you're still on, no need to have said that this is too upsetting. Just quietly get off, that's all. I didn't know that you were still on. It's like, I wouldn't say that to somebody that I supported and liked. I just wouldn't. What is the point of saying this is too upsetting? Okay, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change it to keep Michelle Wright on. And Michelle, you are somebody that writes to me all the time, so I don't know what the hell the deal is. You want me to change the video right now?
No, she's showing some concern for you, but she won't bother in future if she said, no matter what she says, she's going to get her head ripped off. You keep saying you don't feel loved. You don't keep saying you're not important to anybody. When someone's showing you a bit of concern, you go off on one. So why would anyone fucking bother?
Rachel. No. It did, but I work. I don't want to go for a walk in the pouring rain. It's winter here. I'm a Californian now. It's too cold. And I'm having trouble with my foot. That was when I was very, very, very depressed because my mother had left. So I went for walks. This video didn't start out being me crying. I was thinking about my funeral and how no one would show up. That's why I started crying. No, he was never gonna say. You know what? If you're gonna send money, then send money. But you don't say you're gonna send money. And I didn't ask for money, and I don't need money. She works hard for the money. So hard for it, honey. You want to see the caboodle? This Shawnee gave me. I'm going to say, this was such a nice gift when she gave it to me. It made me feel like thought about. Thing is, I think she really, really wanted to be friends with me, but her husband just wouldn't let her. And she's not developed enough in her mind past the age of, say, 16 to think for herself. And she depends so much on him for money that she does have to toe the line a little bit. And if the husband is not happy with the girlfriend, the friend of the friend, then who are you going to listen to? You're going to listen to your husband. Very. She has never progressed mentally past the age of 16.
Like you have.
And this has been corroborated by her ex-husband. So she drives like a 16-year-old. And she thinks like a 16-year-old. So if you say something, she's like, well, what do you mean? So you're not going to ever do videos with me? And I say, we need to talk on the phone about this. Like, I don't want to text. She won't talk on the phone.
You don't talk on the phone. You insist on text talking to people. And which is worse, driving like a 16-year-old or driving like a twat? Gonna call it here because I need a wee. And I will catch you in the next one.